candidate for more on Vanderbilt. Alyssa Lang talked with Jerry Stackhouse.
Yeah, I asked him what the emphasis was at halftime. He said we played a good first half minus the last few minutes of that first half. We said we have to clean up some of those mistakes, but he's really happy about the way the Commodores are winning the ball on the offensive glass right now. He's happy about the balance he's seeing on the stat sheet. You guys talked about that in the first half. It's not just Scottie Pippen Jr. right now. I asked him about the tempo of this game, how quickly it's moving. He said, I don't mind getting some quick shots off, see if we can catch Kentucky off balance.
Yeah, that's the question, I think, for Vanderbilt. Down 4 and 31 possessions in the first half for Vandy. Do they have the legs to hang in this thing in the second half? Pippen guarding Wheeler.
And Tom, I just have such respect for what Keon Brooks brings to the table. Now that he's back on the court, I think Kentucky could be a different team in the half court.
Brooks held to 7 minutes in the first half. I wonder if Cal told the Cats the same thing he told them in Gainesville this weekend. Go to Oscar. Scored the first 11 of the second half on Saturday, and he gets the first touch here. That's such a reliable piece of your attack when you know that it's there. A possession in and possession out.
Yeah, no wasted dribbles at all, just clockwork.
Robbins trying to fit it inside. Good gather by Wright. Dig down from Brooks, and Wright gets it.
I'm telling you, they get good stuff when they get Wright the ball. And Vanderbilt, he's not a guy you want to double team, but he takes advantage of you in those one-on-one matchups.
Washington off balance. Brooks the board. Sheboy keeps it alive, and it's off of Stute. Oscar Sheboy is a giant eraser wearing a headband. He can make your mistakes go away. Glad he got a headband that fits. Last time he tried it, really cut off the circulation. Illegal screen will take it the other way. That's on Kellen Grady in his second.
And that's a shame for Kentucky because that's exactly where you want Wheeler to get it. Almost like a toss sweep play, getting him downhill full speed with that left hand. And they're just going to get the illegal screen there by Grady. Kentucky now going to apply some pressure, just continue to see if they can't wear Vanderbilt down.
They press about 14% of their opponent's possessions. They're going to review this play. Doug Shouse has a headset on. Pat Adams will help him out. Try to identify what they're looking at. John Calipari asking for some clarification. Both teams will go to the benches. Grady. That was a quick review. Common foul. They're trying to see if Grady made contact above the.
But you do get to see the ability of Pippen's acting skills. I mean, he's able to get a lot of fouls, and he could sell it better than anybody in the SEC.
There's two ways to sell it, right? Like a Remy Martin sells it with the head. He goes the head back, even though he's not touched. Pippen does it with the entire upper body.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily a flop. It's just emphasizing, hey, this is what happened to me. Let me tell the world, and the whistle comes his way.
Pippen says come this way. Wright now has Pippen posted up on Wheeler. Shot like a 5. Over Grady. Jordan Wright drains a 3. We got a 1-point game.
They can't win big games if he's not the Robin to the Batman of Scottie Pippen Jr. He's coming through this evening.
Good denial on the wing. Stute lost the handle on it. Pippen. Here's Chapman. Another bucket for Vandy. The Commodores have taken the lead, and John Calipari uses a timeout. All smiles in the black and gold.
And welcome to modern day basketball. You get a 2-on-1 and everybody runs to the 3-point line. Works out well for Vanderbilt. Pippen makes the nice extra pass. But first, it's Jordan Wright who's just like, hey, I know I've been posting you up, but how about this? I got a little bit more to my game than you think. Splash. And then after the 2-on-1 fast break, the reliable veteran Chapman, cash money.
for the formula to take out Kentucky all season long. You might be seeing it the last 2 hours.
Taylor, nice drive. Followed by Zealand. Johnson up and under. He is ready for a big shot. The Commodores of Vanderbilt are the Southeastern Conference Tournament champions.
They had their eyes locked in the Cats, and they took them down.
2012 SEC Championship. How about Scottie Pippen? They're throwing out free T-shirts. According to Basketball Reference, he made $109 million in his basketball career. Give me that $9 T-shirt.
Yeah, come on, man. You catch one of those, you got. At least he denied it when they tried to give it to him. But no, you have fun.
How about the Vandy run? 8-0 to take the lead here in the second half.
Well, he's the ultimate X factor for Vanderbilt, and shows you what he can do on the perimeter, in the post. And, you know, you just haven't seen any tired legs at all for Vanderbilt. And I love how balanced they've been. You felt like if Scottie Pippen had to just put the team on his back, that wasn't going to work. We've seen that attempted before. Wow, there's Chapman. The KG vet gets the push off on Wheeler.
John Calipari can't believe it. It's the first on Wheeler. Vanderbilt is perfect here in the second half. 3 for 3 from the floor.
Well, usually we pay attention to the out-of-bounds offensive plays. That time there was a defensive play for Vanderbilt. Jerry Stackhouse catching Kentucky a little bit off guard with the full court press.
Pippen, corner 3. Sheboy's got it. Here's Washington. Blocked by Robbins, who's having a monster game for Vanderbilt. 7 points, 3 boards, and a couple of blocks. Chapman. A rare time Sheboy couldn't find the rebound. Uh-oh, Chapman's hurt. He's holding his left leg for a moment there. Up around the quad. Vanderbilt already without Trey Thomas, who injured his hamstring last night against Alabama.
Any minutes you can get with Chapman, the better off you are. I mean, in the regular season, they were 8-3 with him in the lineup.
Xavier Wheeler blocked by Robbins. Xavier Wheeler is one of those players that you can watch do anything on the floor. And when he's got the ball in his hands, he's like Barry Sanders. The change of direction is elite.
Well, but he's gotten better at taking care of the ball, too. For the first time in his career, he has a 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. At Georgia, he would give and take too much. Right now, he's got to play some smart basketball because Kentucky is struggling in the half court.
Cats 0 for their last 5. Right around the stagger screen. Nails it.
Wow. I mean, this dude is playing a perfect game. 5 of 5 from the field.
Largest lead of the game for Vandy. Up 5. Keon Brooks off the mark. Vanderbilt's got all the momentum now. Can they capitalize again? Pippen. In the paint and the bucket. That's Scottie Pippen's first bucket in this now 13-0 run.
And that's taking somebody to school there. He fakes the spin back as if he's going back towards the perimeter and goes right back baseline.
Liam Robbins, a 7-footer, has bothered Sheboy. Mintz finds Grady with 2 on the clock. Big time 3, Kellen Grady.
That's beautiful basketball and all about the relocation and moving off the ball by Grady.
Ends a 13-0 Vandy run. Sheboy the rebound. 5 on 4 if the Cats want the push. Brooks got it. Pippen's got it on his string, but he can't finish. Wheeler will push. To Oscar, and a foul. we've got a barn burner in Tampa. Vandy, the 11 seed, with a 2-point lead in the second half against the surging Cats. Changes in this final quarterfinal in the SEC tournament. Vandy leads Kentucky by 2. Scottie Pippen Jr. 1 bucket here in the second half. It was a beauty.
Yeah, he's setting up Grady that whole time. He was never pulling that ball back out. He just wanted Grady to think he was and then spin right back baseline.
He said he's too short.
Yeah, too little. Taking him down. And then look at Grady, where he comes from the top of the key, knows that baseline driver with the corner open, makes up for it on the offensive end.
A game of runs already. Kentucky a 12-0 run in the first half. Vandy opened the second half with a 13-0 run. And to your point, the key for Vandy getting supporting help for Scottie Pippen Jr., he only had 1 bucket in that run. Oscar Tshiebwe to the free throw line. Junior from Lubumbashi in the Dominican Republic of the Congo. Played at Kennedy Catholic High School. He was a McDonald's All-American and the Gatorade Player of the Year in 2019 before going to play for Bob Huggins in West Virginia. One more coming for Tshiebwe. What's happening in the Cats huddle?
A couple different things that Coach Cal has been emphasizing to the Cats guys, starting with rebounding. That's been the recurring theme for both sides tonight. But he's really disappointed in the amount of tipped balls that Vanderbilt's been able to go up and get. A real big emphasis on snatching those balls out of the air as they're coming off the boards. Another emphasis on running more. He likes how they look in transition on offense right now, speeding them up. He wants them to keep moving.
It's a 7-0 Kentucky run right now. Pippen. Stute can't find space. Interior pass, Malora Brown fouled as the ball fell out of his hands. If that's on Brooks, that is his 3rd.
And Kentucky played that perfectly. The baseline drive, he was looking for that corner pass. Kentucky was all over it, exactly what they practiced and shoot around this morning. But Malora Brown stayed active, bailed out Stute.
Quentin Malora Brown, 49% from the free throw line on the season. And that'll put Brooks at the free throw line. Brown hits the second. Jacob Toppin back on the floor for Kentucky, but he's playing with a mask on after taking a shot to the nose from Tshiebwe in the first half.
Bad spacing. Toppin can't get an entry pass if you're within 5 feet of the post player.
Air ball. Tshiebwe got his hands on it for a quick minute. It'll be Vanderbilt basketball.
I like the play they ran. Use Grady as a screener. When your best shooter can be your most effective screener, they're unable to get the post look off Tshiebwe.
Tshiebwe with reach there. I mispronounced his home country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Apologies. Here's Pippen now. Tshiebwe had the near steal. They got a Kentucky reach in. Dismay.
The fans don't like it, but Kentucky, the one thing they've done well defensively is play without fouling. If you would have told me that Vanderbilt would have only been to the free throw line 8 times this deep in the game, I'd say no chance they're even in it. They rely so heavily on it.
Last night against Alabama, Vanderbilt went to the free throw line 45 times. They got 31 points from the line. Pippen. No, that last foul was on Toppin, by the way. Tshiebwe will start to break.
Well, his supporting cast been good, but Pippen's going to have to make some shots.
Tshiebwe rolls it home. And he's got another double-double. 14th consecutive. Pippen working on Mintz. Got everybody in the air, and the foul occurred after the fact. And it's going to go on Malora Brown.
Tshiebwe just buries the defender, gets that deep post position. Again, he just has no wasted dribbles in the post. Makes the game extremely simple.
'25th double-double for Oscar Tshiebwe this season. Wheeler.
That's what worries you in March, right? The guy's sagging off. Can your point guard make the open 15-footer when teams dare him to shoot it?
Lawrence around the stagger. The drive on Tshiebwe. Not a reliable move with Toppin waiting.
Toppin, the energy guy, highlight reel maker. I mean, this guy gets in more highlights than the Red Zone channel. This dude's unbelievable.
Dynamite football drop in Collinsworth.
SEC now, I should say. More highlights than SEC.
Yeah, stick with the company. Shot clock now at 3. Chapman threw it up. Shot clock went off. They play on, and Washington converts. Stackhouse went crazy, and he made contact with the officials in the sideline. He just got teed up, just like he did at Rupp.
Well, he had a good look at it. He was right there. The defender can't go from point A to point B. I thought in real time the defender did not go point A to point B. He gets set. To me, Mintz gets set, and then he throws into the defense as opposed to him taking it in the air. I think if Chapman would have gone up with the shot while Mintz was still in the air, he would have gotten the whistle.
See if this is the turning point in the game. You don't often see a college coach run interference on an official coming down the sideline. And he was right in front of Pat Adams, now giving it to Doug Shows. February 2nd at Rupp. Boom. Got teed up there with 14 minutes to play. And he was running hot then. He's running hot now. Chapman swatted by Tshiebwe. 7th block for the Cats. Washington extends the lead. Timeout, Vanderbilt. Everyone in blue on their feet. It's a 15-1 run for Kentucky. And the Cats in danger of taking this over. Right now, they don't get the call on the jump shot from Chapman. Terry Stackhouse complaining after the play, not that it was contact with the official that caused it. Then the technical, Tshiebwe with the block on Chapman. All of this is part of a 15-1 Kentucky run, and since the technical, Kentucky has outscored Vandy by 4.
Well, in the SEC tournament, the last thing you want to do is to start feeling like you're in Rupp Arena. And that's what just happened on that run.
Oscar Tshiebwe getting his game going. 6 points on 2 of 2 shooting in the second half.
And I think it's the defense more than anything. The big block by Toppin. And of course, the one by Tshiebwe that leads to the transition bucket. Ty Washington getting in the mix. I mean, that's where Kentucky can really get their good three-point looks.
Alyssa, what do you got on Oscar?
I got to talk to him yesterday during shoot-around, guys. And first of all, talking to Oscar Tshiebwe, it's impossible to be in a bad mood. The guy is always smiling from ear to ear, at least off the court, because we know he's pretty intense on the court. But he said he was extra excited to play in this tournament. Of course, having to sit out because of transferring to Kentucky last season. It was a tough season to watch for Kentucky fans. I know they don't want to be reminded of it, but I told him, what's the biggest difference from last year's team to this year's team? He said, well, last year, this team just wasn't physical enough. This year, no problem. We're seeing that out there tonight.
Alyssa, thank you. Feels, Dane, like the game is hanging in its balance right now. What does Vanderbilt need to accomplish?
Well, they've got to get a good look, and it's got to be Scottie Pippen. I know the supporting cast, again, has been really good, but he's got to make a bucket for him. And
that pass went off of his teammate's shoulder, if not neck, and a 3-second violation on Melora Brown.
Again, the danger is for Vanderbilt, you don't want Kentucky running, but you kind of need the transition game yourself because that court can be challenging. I think they've gotten away from some looks to Jordan Wright in the post where they've been able to calm things down and get some good looks using him as kind of a point forward.
Ty Washington floater. It's a big miss early in the clock for Kentucky.
Look at those hands by Tshiebwe. I mean, that's on one of the best point guards in the SEC, getting a paw on it. The most underrated part of his game, he leads the team in steals too, Oscar Tshiebwe. And usually that's on the loose ball side, just corralling it. Good hands.
Interesting, Vandy rolling with Melora Brown at the 5 instead of Liam Robbins. He's been bothered by a bad ankle lately. Pippen, mid-range. An air ball. Melora Brown went into the standard. Kentucky has a chance to push it. They're on an 8-0 run. Top into Washington. Melora Brown's doing a good job getting Tshiebwe away from the basket.
Yeah, that was a good box out there. I mean, you're not going to stop Tshiebwe. You just got to make it difficult on him.
Sloppy. Here's Mintz. Wow, he went for the poster and he got the foul. Mintz will be going to the line after the second on Jordan Wright.
Tom, this is what Kentucky practiced. They said when Vanderbilt drives baseline, stay home. Stay on your guy in the baseline corner. And so Lawrence is going to drive baseline. He's not driving to score. He's driving to pass. But Kentucky takes it all away. They stay home, and then they are off to the races.
Mintz 74% on the season. He's 2 for 3 tonight.
How about the role of Davion Mintz? I mean, a year ago, he was trying to play the point guard position and be the hero for a Cinderella Kentucky team. Now he's thriving as a 6-man for a national championship contender.
Great story from Mintz after struggling the game before Kansas. Met a young fan. It motivated him when he learned just how much his Kentucky basketball program means to fans across the entire country. He goes 1 of 2 from the line. And a foul on Severe Wheeler in the backcourt. Interesting that Vanderbilt has gone big here with Melora Brown and Robbins in the game at the same time.
Well, they don't have a deep bench. And as you mentioned, with Trey Thomas out, even when they maybe want to go small, they got to give guys breathers. But this is a good lineup for them. It's served them well throughout the season. They don't always go with it, but they're more than capable with Melora Brown playing the 4. Good passer and screener.
Pippen is 2 for 14 in this game. And they got Mintz. Could have easily been a push-off on Pippen, and that is the 3rd personal on Davion Mintz.
I tell you, if Jerry Stackhouse doesn't get that tech, I'm not sure they don't get some of these hand checks here. I think he made his point loud and clear. And Vanderbilt has had a few touch fouls go their way past few possessions, and they got to get some points from the free throw line.
Got 31 from the line last night. In the bonus now, Pippen will get another. Grady back on the floor for Kentucky. Needing to get points from the line. They missed their last 8 from the floor. And after that quick start, Vandy just 33% in the second half. That Stackhouse technical came 2 minutes ago. Toppin. What a bucket. The mass doesn't seem to bother him. He's got 6 now. Right over Wheeler. Sized him up. And it's 6-5, shot right over the top. That's his 3rd 3 this half.
Really didn't get open on that, but he got the matchup he wanted. Good decision by Wright.
Toppin with the left hand. He's got back-to-back buckets from mid-range and from up close.
He's been huge for Kentucky in this game on both ends of the court.
Robbins working on Sheboy. And turned it over. He thought Wright was going backdoor.
I think Robbins got to take that one from 3. I know he's been a little bit inconsistent from deep, but if you got an open look, don't turn it down because you might not get another open look in that possession.
Robbins 1 for 3 from deep in this game. Vandy has turned it over 10 times. Sheboy, quick spin move.
Nice charge.
Picked up on Melora Brown. The 3rd on Grady.
I tell you, Melora Brown single-handedly saved that possession for Vanderbilt. First he comes over with the double team after Robbins got beat on the spin move baseline. He forces Sheboy to kick it out. As Vanderbilt's scrambling, he's the one in the perfect position.
Mintz, Brooks, and Grady all have 3.
See, nothing's there. When they drop baseline, there's no pass available.
Right, down the lane.
Well done by Wright. Sometimes you just got to put your head down and get to the rack. He's been extremely productive. Now 7 of 7 from the field. Get the ball to number 4.
Pippen able to slack off Wheeler.
Ty Washington was looking right when he needs to be looking left. Sheboy was calling for it.
Poked away by Chapman. Sheboy tracks it down. Shot clock at 2. Pull up, Brooks. Not even close. A Kentucky turnover. Their 11th.
Jordan Wright's been really good from the perimeter this time as they try to close out from the 3. He says, all right, I'll make you pay on the drive. Really shown that he can be a 3-level scorer at the rim, mid-range, and from deep. But Tom, I mean, that's something that can't happen in March. Ty Washington, all he had to do was take one dribble left and feed Sheboy. Instead, he dribbles opposite from him, and Sheboy doesn't get the ball until he's at half court picking up a loose one into the shot clock.
Cats playing great basketball late. They won 4 of 5. Rising number 5 in the country. Wright with 8. Into Mintz. Robbins fighting for it. Sheboy saves it right to the big guy, and Sheboy wiped out next to the cheerleaders.
He doesn't make many mistakes, but they teach you that in elementary school. Never save the ball under the other team's basket. Robbins with the easiest 2 he'll have all night.
Cats haven't scored in over 2 minutes. Loose ball. Pippen finds it. Chapman will lead the break. And he will finish the break. 1-point game. Timeout, John Calipari. 6-0 run for Vandy over the last 95 seconds. There's a lot on the line in this one. It is emotional. Jerry Stackhouse has been teed up. John Calipari is running hot. Kentucky 59, Vandy 58 in the SEC tournament. Weather has been perfect, and the basketball has been sensational. 59-58, Kentucky leads Vandy. Final game of 4 today, and Jordan Wright is nearly perfect in this one.
Yeah, Jordan Wright is a reflection of Vanderbilt basketball in the Stackhouse era. The junior in year 3, the strides he's made from freshman to sophomore to junior season has been incredible. And much like Jerry Stackhouse when he got hired, I think a lot of people were just like, let me take a wait-and-see approach. When you sign a guy like Jordan Wright, you're like, let me take a wait-and-see approach. Well, now we've seen the body of work and the improvement and the leaps and bounds this program has made in the last 3 years. And it's not just 17 and 15. You can wipe that record off the screen. This team is playing with such confidence that they're here in the SEC tournament thinking they can knock off Kentucky in what used to be the Kentucky Invitational.
It wasn't a wait-and-see approach for Wright himself. He had to get in better shape, so he dropped 20 pounds in the offseason. A lot of work to get down to 226 with that 6'5" frame. Also works in the classroom, the SEC Scholar Athlete of the Year. And now with 7 minutes to play, he's got Vandy within 1.
Coach Cal mad at the officials there saying, you were calling that on the other end. You're going to call hand checks, call them down here.
Washington, 15-footer. Stute fighting for it. Somehow finds Tshiebwe. It always does. Wheeler, pull up. Got it.
Way to step into it.
Here's Wright off the curl. Robbins for 3. He's now 2 for 4 from deep. Tshiebwe wanted the lob. Washington corner. Another. And suddenly a Kentucky surge. Cats up 6. Pippen threw it away. He hooked up with Stute on multiple corner threes last night. He thought Stute was going to drift that way.
He's been unable to get open off the screens. Mintz has been harassing and chasing Pippen, so they try to post up Wheeler. Doesn't have any better luck there. Tough night for number 2 offensively.
3 turnovers to go with a 2 for 14 shooting night. Oscar Tshiebwe, triple team. Toppin to Ty. Right. Again.
He's had an answer every single time. Best thing he did there was quiet the crowd just a little bit. This game was close to getting out of hand. Keep it within striking distance for the under 4 timeout. Give yourself a chance.
Tshiebwe got Robbins in the air. Dumped down to Ty Washington.
That is spectacular. You won't see a better pass in college basketball today than what Xavier Wheeler just did.
3rd in the nation in assists with 7 a game. Pippen working on Tshiebwe. Says no, sir. 9th block of the night for Kentucky.
How about Wheeler going baseline? And credit Washington to continue to move. But wow, the vision there and all that traffic has the whole defense looking the other way.
Pippen, another air ball. Tshiebwe has 5 blocks tonight for Kentucky.
This is where you do have to start wondering about the legs of Scottie Pippen Jr., whose usage rate is so high. His shots seem to be all arm, no legs.
Shot clock at 4. And they get Chapman with the reach. There'll be 4 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Kentucky leads Vandy 69-60. Parham will reset that after the foul. But the Cats have made their last 4, and Kentucky flexing its muscles here late in the second half against Vandy. First time on the floor for Kentucky in Tampa in this tournament. John Calipari's team had its hands full with Vanderbilt for a while, but now they've turned it up. And they're doing it on both ends. It was a 1-point lead at 7:44, but the Cats won a 10-2 run, and Ty Washington, a big part of that. He's got 21 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is a kid that loves the three-point line and the mid-range shot. And if you're Vanderbilt, you got to try to make him go all the way to the rim. But they have lost him in this second half on this big run for Vanderbilt. The only time he really got in the paint was moving without the basketball. And how about his partner there, Sahvir Wheeler, with 11 assists. I mean, when things break down offensively and your play doesn't work, this is what you love about Kentucky, is they have guys that can just go make a play for themselves or for others.
50% shooting, 4 of 5 from deep. In Big 12 action in Kansas City, KU knocked off TCU 75-62. Their competition for Kentucky for a #1 seed. If the Cats can win this, remember Baylor lost to a hot shooting Oklahoma team in the Big 12 yesterday. Wheeler, lob, Sheboy, no. And the Doors find it.
They've got a few shooters. I mean, we have not called Studi's name in a while. 10 and Black has got to keep moving. That's not the outlet pass you want. Not getting anything on their penetration.
Studi had 6 threes last night. He's got 2 tonight.
There he
is. A deep one. Net. The freshman Miles Studi with his first bucket this half. Wheeler has 11 assists. He'll take this one himself.
Don't be surprised if Stackhouse doesn't run the same exact play for Studi.
Pippen downhill. Another miss for the preseason player of the year, Scottie Pippen, 2 for 17 tonight.
Really good team defense by Kentucky that time, closing out extremely well, guarding the ball, and doing so without fouling, and just staying vertical. And then you got, as you said, the eraser. Oscar Tshiebwe just affects the game in so many ways.
Tshiebwe has 14 rebounds and 5 blocks. Go along with 12 points.
And what would you would call a little bit of a quiet night for him?
Yeah, it's all relative, right? The expectations have ballooned for Oscar Tshiebwe on a nightly basis.
Smart play by Toppin. Don't force the issue with numbers. Pull it out to your guard. Run some clock.
Winner gets Tennessee. 2 minutes left in regulation. Here's Wheeler and Tshiebwe.
I don't like him refusing the ball screen. I thought he could have gotten it and gone to a strong hand, created some penetration.
Right? Big jumper for Vanderbilt. Cats lead by 5. It's a 1-point game with 7:44 to play. And Vandy's still hanging around. 5 on the clock. Here's Tshiebwe. Now 3. Passes Toppin. Jumper to beat the buzzer for Jacob Toppin.
Nice job by Toppin. I thought he was going in to crash the glass, and all of a sudden he's like, all right, I'll take the 15-footer instead.
Timeout, Jerry Stackhouse of Vanderbilt. 56 seconds left. And now trailing by 7.
We'll see Tshiebwe just doing what he does in the post, whether it's for himself or for others, and kicks it out to Toppin, who I think was ready to come in and try to get that offensive rebound with the shot clock winding down. Instead says, all right, I'll go ahead and make the clutch shot.
Ty Washington with 21. Oscar Tshiebwe 12 of 14. Wheeler 11 assists. And oh, by the way, Jacob Toppin is in double figures with 5 of 6 shooting. The question for Kentucky, if they're able to win a national championship, comes down to performing when games are on the line, and it certainly looks like they have that gene.
And when they're at full strength, right? I mean, with all these guards, you see what they can do. They're at their best when everybody's contributing. Everybody is a star in their role. You saw it there, but guys like Jacob Toppin, huge off the bench. Davion Mintz is in the game right now. We haven't said his name too much.
Yep.
Guess what? Trying to break the press. How nice is it to have Mintz, a primary ball handler option? You got Ty Washington and Wheeler. You can win games in March with that type of guard play collectively.
Ty Washington only had 6 points in the Florida game. We know that he's capable of being an All-American type player. He's playing like one tonight.
He is, but I think what's nice for him is the pressure's not on him to carry the burden offensively game in, game out. Because of the veterans they have around him, he can find his way into the game. He came on late in this one as opposed to them needing him to be the top performer throughout the entire game.
Wright turns and fires. Bottoms. Jordan Wright's got 27. As simple as you can get on the inbounds play.
He's been the best player in this game.
Suddenly a 4-point Kentucky lead. Mintz gets it to Washington. They solve the press. They'll hold. Wheeler, an 80% free throw shooter. Vandy won't foul, down 4. Wheeler turns around. He's got 11 assists. Washington with 4. Working on Pippen. Got space. Rebound Toppin off of Melora Brown. Out of bounds and Kentucky basketball. All of that defensive effort for Vanderbilt and nothing.
They were terrific, but they just could not match the energy of Toppin. I mean, Toppin comes through here. He doesn't get any credit for the rebound, but he keeps it alive, causes the deflection. And then Melora Brown, who did everything right on that possession defensively for Vanderbilt. But Stute just unable to put a big enough body on Toppin, whose motor just never stops.
They're going to take another look at this. Foot was down for Toppin. This should be Vanderbilt basketball. And a quick review will give Vandy the ball and maybe another second or 2 on the clock, which will also be key. Vandy will take every advantage it can get. Down 4. With maybe 22 seconds left. And so Jerry Stackhouse elected not to foul. They get the defensive stop after all. And they're going to come back down the other way. And Jordan Wright has turned into the go-to guy.
Oh, he certainly has. And anybody that's in front of him, he thinks he has the advantage on, whether as a driver or pulling up from mid-range or 3. And Jerry Stackhouse is terrific with improvising in the huddle.
This was that last inbounds play.
Yeah, they've got quick hitters in their arsenal. And that one's just bad defense by Kentucky, though. I mean, you got the hottest shooter in the game, and you play awful.
John Calipari drawing up what looks like the press break in this scenario because they know Vandy's been running it. And the Cats haven't had much of an issue with it. Here's another look at that last play. Jacob Toppin with his foot down, out of bounds.
But here's the problem. That's not what they went to review. They went to review this deflection.
Which reflection? Which deflection?
Oh, they have called it. Pardon me. No, they're giving it to Kentucky. That's my point. They reviewed.
Pat Adams will explain.
The Melora Brown.
Well, they say they reviewed out of bounds and confirmed it, and to put 21.4 on the clock is what took so long. And they must have been looking at the second out of bounds instead of the first.
That's exactly right. They were looking at the second deflection.
And that's a missed call by this officiating crew. Should have been Vanderbilt's basketball. Chapman will foul him. So they were reviewing Malora Brown deep in the corner when on the rebound, Toppin had it out of bounds with his foot down.
Yeah, but it continues to be correct play after that, so they have to go back and review that one there. I mean, that is a tough break for Vanderbilt.
It's a big mistake as Ty Washington goes to the free throw line. 19 seconds remaining. 1-1. Got the first. If you're a Vanderbilt fan right now, you're distraught at that review. Two clutch free throws for Ty Washington. The lead's now 6. Pippen will push. Don't have much time. Pippen trying to penetrate. Goes around Sheboy. Now 9. Malora Brown with 2. They're down 6. They're going to have to foul immediately. And a foul on the perimeter on Jordan Wright. Trying to deny. Ty Washington grabbed his jersey.
Well, if Kentucky holds on here, John Calipari told us earlier today, he said the first one in the tournament can be the toughest one. Trying to get your legs under you, get a feel for the arena, and going up against a confident team coming off a couple wins. Vanderbilt with an incredible effort led by Jordan Wright.
Ty Washington has found his stroke tonight. He's got a team high 24 on 4 or 5 shooting from deep and 4 or 5 at the free throw line. Eight seconds left, 6-point game. Wright fumbled with it. He'll heave. And Kentucky will run out the clock on Vanderbilt. 77-71. John Calipari goes to 10-1 in SEC quarterfinal games. And the Cats will get a monster rematch tomorrow afternoon on ESPN with Tennessee.
Yeah, two teams that very well could make a Final Four run tomorrow, but for this one, you got to applaud Kentucky. A hard-fought game by Vanderbilt, but the stars stepped up. It was Wheeler with the assist, Ty Washington making big plays, Oscar Tshiebwe doing what he does, and Jacob Toppin